Hi, this is Donna Robertson. I'm with Fabric Cafe, and today we're going to talk about fabric placement with 3-yard patterns. Whenever you purchase your 3 yards of fabric to make one of our quilts, you'll notice that there in our rolls we usually have a focus fabric, and then we will have 2 other fabrics. Because there's 3 positions in every pattern, I often get the question, how do I know which fabric goes in which position? There's a basic rule of thumb that's very easy to follow, and that is that in fabric number 1 would be your focus fabric. Then of the 2 fabrics that are remaining, the lightest one becomes your number 2 fabric, and the darkest one becomes your number 3 fabric. Now if you go to one of our patterns, this is for our windmill pattern, you'll notice there are 3 different boxes. The first box has polka dots in it, the second one is clear, it's just a white box, and the third one is a dark box. So again, if you're looking at your fabric, your focus fabric would be where the polka dot is, the number 1. Your lightest fabric remaining is your number 2 fabric, which is the white box, and then your number 3 fabric is your red fabric, which would be in your number 3 position. This is one quilt that we made using that particular sequence of colors, and you'll see that the pink and green in this quilt is the largest print, or your focus fabric. It's in the number 1 position. The number 2 position becomes your background colors. It's sort of like the background that will make the other 2 fabrics pop and show off the quilting pattern. The number 3 fabric is your darkest color, and it is usually the last color on the outside, either the border or the binding, or in this case both. Now there is really something interesting about playing with the 3-yard quilt so that you never ever get bored. You can move your positions around as long as you always cut everything that we tell you to cut out of each one of the 3 positions. So we're going to show you the windmill pattern, which is made with 3 fabrics, but I moved the positions around. This is the exact same pattern as this one, but this one is done by moving the colors around. So if you'll look at this one, what I did, because I love to put the big prints out in the borders of your quilts, so what I did here is I decided I would use my big print in the number 3 position rather than in the number 1 position. Then my background color actually is the number 2 position, is the darkest color, and I put my lightest color in the number 1 position. So what happened by doing that and moving those positions around, in essence, it makes the background kind of be your, the lightest color is always going to go falling to the back. So what you see here is a totally different looking pattern here than you see in this version. So when you're playing with the 3-yard quilt patterns, you'll want to think about doing this because it's a fun way to get a different look using actually the same pattern. Thanks a lot for watching.